Hey you guys, today is June 5th and I'm going to tell you about my day today, my living situation now, and about all those bills I owe. So today I got up, I went to the DMV to renew my license. Let me tell you how I even came to the conclusion that I was going to renew it anytime soon, because at first I said I wasn't going to renew it until I got a car. So I went to Infusion at Universal Studios. Couldn't get in there with an expired license. Okay, so I ended up going to Howl at the Moon. After that, I wanted to eat. Saddle Ranch was the only thing that was open. Couldn't get in there with an expired license. I took that as God saying you need to get your license renewed because your car is on the way. Okay, fine. So today, this morning, I got up, got my license renewed, talked to some cool dude. I ended up telling him why I got my license renewed, and it turns out he used to work at a club itself, and he was telling me all the reasons why it's important to make sure everyone in there is has a license that is active and not expired. So had a cool time at the DMV talking to him. Some of you guys be like, you one of them people that make the line go slow, but he was working while we were talking, so it was just as fast. Then I had to go to get my benefits cut off because where I'm staying now, renting a room, the dude that is on the lease, he doesn't want the benefits people contacting him or asking him about his situation because it looks like he's supporting me or something like that. Couldn't use my other friend's address because she said it would mess up her health insurance because it would look like she was supporting me. So I took that as God telling me, you're no longer gonna need that pretty soon, so just get it cut off, trust me. So I got my license renewed this morning and took these signs as God telling me, cut it off, you're not about to need it. So after I got my license renewed, I went to Staples to print out some papers. Now, let me tell you something about my numbers, 1 and 3, any combination of 1 and 3. When I got out of the benefits place, I had to run to the bus because it was at the bus stop about to leave, and he waited for me. As soon as I got on and sat down, it was 11:31. It's significant because when I was in the benefits place, I was uneasy. I didn't want to cut it off, and the lady was telling me all these options. I was like, God, which way do I go? Should I just take these options, get out of the P.O. box, or what? But I just cut it off because I was in there for 2 hours anyway, and I'm so sick of going in there. I took that as another reason. God was like, turn it off. As soon as I sat on the bus with all my uneasiness, then of course it's 11:31. Then when I went to Staples, the amount that all the papers amounted to was 131. So I'm thinking, is a third thing gonna happen with my numbers? And sure enough, I got on Facebook. I had one message and I had one message and 3 notifications. And those of you know how I set up the messages, then the notifications, so I read 13. So at first I was like, nah, the third thing's not gonna happen. It's unlikely that all this stuff with my numbers just keeps coming up every 5 seconds. And it did say 413 on one of the gas places that I went or passed by. It said 413, that's my birthday. So you know what, I don't know why God keeps showing me these numbers, but I'm sure one day I'll figure it out. And so right now I'm sitting here recording this video. I'm staying in Hollywood. This is a great location. I'm renting out a room. It's $425, which is a huge step down from when I was staying with Irina. Irina was charging me $630, basically half of everything. And here he's only charging me $425. I was sleeping on the couch at her house. I'm sleeping on a bed at his house, but I was in the living room at her house, and I'm also in the living room here at his apartment. So I was wondering what's going on. Like, why did she charge me $205 more than what he's charging for the living room? I even asked people, they were like, that's too much. And then at her house, she wouldn't even give me a key. I guess she said that she's not allowed to duplicate her key. But one day I was locked out of her apartment for 4 hours. I spent 3 of them sitting in the hallway, and then her neighbor across the hall invited me over, so I spent the rest of the time in there. She was like, it's 4 adults in this apartment, and we all have keys. I was tripping. I was wondering why wouldn't she give me a key, but I guess she did say something about she's not allowed to duplicate it, but her roommates or housemates across the hall, or not her housemates, but her neighbors, all of them have keys. None of them are ever locked out. So she was like, well, not her, but other people were saying to me, does she not trust you? Why can't she give you a key? You've been locked out every day. So pretty much what happens is, as soon as I leave for work, or when I was staying with her, when I would leave for work at probably 2:30, I get off probably at 5:30. So from 5:30 to 8, I was always locked out of her apartment. I had to go to the park, read a book, do something to make that time fly. And sometimes she would get home later than that. On Sundays when I go to church, in the morning, I have to, try to figure out when she's going to be back. Mind you, my phone was off the whole time I was staying with her, so there was never any way for me to know. That day I was locked out for 5 hours was just ridiculous. So, I do thank her for letting me stay with her, but she was too much. And then she offered to extend it. Like, I was still having trouble finding a place. She was like, you can stay another week. And I'm thinking another week with you was like $175 or probably a little more or something like that. But over here, it's, he's charging me $425 for a whole month. So I didn't even say that. I was just thinking like, no, Lord, please get me out of here. I don't want to keep paying her this. And I had to stay with her 2 weeks extra anyways because I still hadn't found a place prior. And that was $315. And he's for half the month when he's charging me where I'm at now, $425 for the whole month. So I had to get out of there. And not to mention, besides me having to pay too much to stay with her, and then her knowing like that I'm looking for these places and I'm telling her the prices of $450, $500, they're all offering me to the same thing she is. She's still like, you want to stay another week and pay this amount? No. I was like, no, Lord, please just get me out of here. I'm paying her too much. Now that I'm researching and seeing what everybody else is charging, paying her too much to not have a key and to be locked out all the time. And I'm buying my own food, so I'm paying her exactly half, but I still don't have all the benefits that she has. I gave away all my furniture because she didn't want it put in her house, or said she didn't have room, but she could have made room. But it's not my apartment, not my circumstances, so I can't really say anything. So, I needed to stay with her. I don't have family out here, and I didn't have anybody else that, I could stay with. So, besides that, one morning, she woke up, and she was banging the cabinets, the dishes, slam the window back, slam the blinds back. So you know what, it's Wednesday morning, I want to go to Bible study. I'm sitting there squirming on the couch, and I'm sitting here wondering like, what in the world is wrong? I didn't say nothing at that moment. I was just like, let me let her go. I'm gonna go to Bible study, I'm gonna cool down, which is what I did. I cooled down a little bit. God is with me, because probably a year ago I would have just been bitter the whole day, but I was calm the whole day. I went to Bible study, came back. As soon as I saw her, I was like, were you upset this morning? She was like, no. Basically, in a way, like, yeah, I was upset. But she said she was cleaning grease out of a pot. That's why she was so loud. But what does that have to do with the cabinets, the cups hitting the counter loud, you slamming the window back and the blinds back? So, I wasn't buying her excuse, but that's what she said. So I didn't know what made her mad, but that was like a big tantrum to me. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, Lord, please make it to where I don't have to ask her for anything else. Like I said, I'm grateful for what she did, but when that happened, I said, Lord, please just make it to where I don't have to ask her to do nothing else for me, because that was ridiculous. I asked somebody about it. They were like, that's a mental problem. And I was thinking like, something not right. I didn't know if she was still mad about something from college or what, but when you show that to somebody, I don't know what to say, but people gonna take you for that. Like, that's something huge. You banging that, I can't sleep. I'm in your living room. I can't sleep with all that noise, and you doing it on purpose. I'm not stupid. So whatever. And being that we did go to college together, she knows I can't sleep with the sun beaming on my face. So the first day I moved in with her, she didn't open the blinds, because in college we had a bad experience with her waking me up opening those blinds. She wouldn't let me sleep in the morning, so I didn't let her sleep at night. Then we came on an understanding, and she stopped opening the blinds when I would be out there on the couch, because sometimes, roommate have somebody over or whatever. It don't matter. There was different circumstances, or maybe we just fell asleep on the couch or whatever. We've all slept on the couch before in the dorms. But one day she opened the blinds, and that made me hot, and I told her about it. She did it again, talking about we need light. So one day she kept waking me up in the morning, and I kept waking her up at night. She don't like to let me sleep in the morning. I wouldn't let her sleep at night, and eventually we got on the same page, and she left me alone, left the blinds closed. So now I guess this was her way of doing things different, because it's her apartment. So the first day I moved in, she left them closed, didn't touch them. I guess she was thinking about me then. The second day, I guess she realized, you know what, this is my apartment. What's she gonna do? Ask for the money back, move out? She has nowhere to go. I don't know if that's what she's thinking like, but after those cabinets, I was hot. So I started thinking pessimistic about anything concerning her as far as how she was acting when I lived with her. So I felt like she knew she had the upper hand. And as a friend, I don't expect anybody to play the upper hand card with me because we're supposed to be friends. So you know I can't sleep, and I'm paying you half of everything without a key. So you get half of the rent, I get locked out most of the day, and you can't even leave the blinds closed every morning just so I can sleep while you go to work. And you're going to work, so she's up for probably an hour. If anything, shut them back before you leave, but she didn't even care about that. So she had the upper hand. Wasn't nothing I could do because, like I said, I don't have family out here.